Just hours before world leaders confront Russian President Vladimir Putin, a Russian TV news channel has released this image, which it purports to claim is a Ukrainian fighter jet shooting down Malaysian Airlines Flight 17 on July 17th earlier this year. This is being circulated by the Russian Union of Engineers, and as I said, it's been picked up by TV news stations just a few hours ago in Russia. It purports to come from either US or British satellite imagery, and here you can see a blown up version of what they say is a Ukrainian fighter jet shooting a missile towards MH17, the Malaysian Airlines flight that we were told was shot down by a surface-to-air missile over Ukraine back on July 17th. Here you see the TV news report in which the image is featured from 1tv.ru/news. You can go and watch the video. Of course, it's all in Russian, but this came out just a few hours ago. It looks like they were the first ones to publicly release the image. So obviously, if genuine, this would be pretty damning evidence if it's over the area and the exact time at which the aircraft MH17 was hit by a missile, then it would be pretty damning evidence that it could have been shot down by a Ukrainian fighter jet. But of course, the image is being questioned by analysts on Twitter, such as Spec Ghost, who says that at least some of the image is taken from a 2012 Google Earth file. He also questions the calibration, the altitude of the satellite that supposedly took the image. And there are also questions as to whether or not the image actually shows the precise location of the crash. The satellite map image put MH17 50 kilometers west of the crash site. Oops, claims this Twitter account. They also resort to more sophomoric examples of trying to debunk the image. One of which is using a image from a video game, of course sardonically claiming that this is what Putin is going to present next as his damning evidence. But you know, that's kind of rich because that's exactly what Kiev did. They presented this screenshot out of a video game called Flaming Cliffs 2 to try and make the case that this is from where the missile was launched by the Russian-backed Ukrainian rebels to shoot down MH17. And they got caught passing this fake video game image off as bombshell damning evidence that the Russian-backed rebels shot down MH17. So again, it works both ways. Obviously, we're right to ask questions about something that comes straight out of Russia as to its legitimacy, but making jokes about them presenting video game evidence as fact is pretty rich because that's precisely what Kiev did months ago. So, again, the timing is interesting. This has emerged just hours before the G20 summit in Brisbane, at which one of the cabinet members out of the Australian government, Malcolm Turnbull, is set to confront Vladimir Putin on what happened to MH17. Of course, we had reports of other pilots in the area hearing Ukrainian air traffic control ordering MH17 to change route. And the actual air traffic control recordings from MH17 itself have never been released. And those would surely provide a greater insight into the final moments of what happened to the airliner. But they've not been released. Then, of course, we had this story from award-winning Associated Press reporter Robert Parry, who was in contact with a whistleblower who said there were US satellite images which showed Ukrainian troops dressed in Ukrainian army uniforms shooting down MH17 from a ground-based missile system. And we're now being told that the final investigation, the final determination into what happened to MH17 will not be concluded until August next year. So let me know in the comments below what you think about this new image emerging just hours before the G20 summit, released apparently by Russia, which purports to show Ukrainian jet fighter shooting down MH17 it has been attacked, it has been savaged by skeptics on Twitter, analysts who say that the image is not consistent with the location of where MH17 went down, as well as other factors that put it under scrutiny. So let me know what you think in the comments below. This is Paul Joseph Watson reporting for Infowars.com.